All right, the Heritage and Arts meeting for January 27th starts. Calling to order.
All right, let's go ahead and call the roll. Chair Gupta,
Here.
Vice Chair Fibush, here. Commissioner Edemad, Commissioner Farren, um, and Commissioner Farren, I believe you have an announcement to make. Yeah, she's working on it.
Okay, so my announcement is that I am calling in via Zoom because I don't want to infect anybody else with my illness, and I will be on camera all night until we conclude.
And there is nobody under the age of 18 in the room with you?
No one under the age of 18.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Farren.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fong?
Here.
Commissioner De Mujica is absent, and Commissioner Noguez?
Here.
All right.
Okay, well, I'll start with the oral communications.
Seeing none.
Okay, well, I'll start with my chair report, but I will say thank you, Commissioner Farren, for joining us, and I hope you feel better very soon. For the chair report, there's basically two main topics I want to cover, and I'll be brief. The first is I just wanted to give everybody a little update for those who were not able to join us on last Tuesday for the Artist Laureate Krista's Waterline Project reception upstairs. Went off really well. We had a good crowd. I'm assuming everybody's seen it. It's looking really good. We've got a few pictures of that evening here, and you can kind of see there's Krista with a friend. These are some of the smaller works that people were invited to contribute to. I believe Commissioner Edemad has a work in there. I think that might even be yours. There we all are. Those of us, there's Trish, myself, Krista, Victoria, Nora, and Richard Rosen. Yeah. Looking at the works, we're looking at your piece there.
Lovely.
And I'm losing more hair.
And I'm sorry, I just realized I'm not sharing my screen, so Trish can't see them, but I'll work on that right now.
And I think that's it. Okay, great. If we could just turn the light on so I can read, that'd be great. I'm just gonna read from. I did meet with Krista last week as well on Thursday to kind of talk about.
Yes. How did that go?
That went really well. She's going to come in in February at the next meeting. We will have her on as a discussion item. She's going to present some of her ideas, but I just thought I'd quickly run through some of the things we spoke about. The current installation and opening reception were very well received with strong and thoughtful engagement from the community. Being included as part of SF Art Week helps situate the work within a broader regional context while keeping it rooted in Tiburon. I think the interesting thing about the Waterline project, I mean, it keeps growing on me as an installation, but it also affords the opportunity for some reflection. And of course, it's very interactive and engaging. There's mapping, documentation, and of course, it's a kind of a collaboration grounded in place, ecology, and community presence. So I'm really happy that it's there, and she has spoken, I believe, with Miss O'Leary, for giving Reed School third graders an opportunity during the last week of February to visit the installation. And they're going to work on a map of the shoreline as a reflective tool, inviting students to write and draw directly on that. So that's going to be really cool. And I really love that she's including in her art projects contributions from, in this case, the students, and then in the future, I think, and then of course, for the Waterline project, others. But I feel like that's going to be a really big part of her work moving forward. In March, she's going to continue the invitation to contribute words, images, and reflections with an online component focused on sharing reflection, words, and images, allowing the project to live beyond the physical installation. The community wall art installation, I think, which we saw that kind of grid of smaller pieces
Upstairs.
upstairs, yeah, on the next to the community room sign, will be an ongoing community art and program that we hope will change seasonally. But she's going to come on in February to the next meeting to discuss that further with us, and we can take it up and kind of help move that along, hopefully. In April, she's looking ahead for Earth Day and SF Climate Week, which feels like a good moment for another offering, maybe another shoreline-based gesture. And her attention is her attention is to build from what has already been most resonant, allowing future work to emerge directly from specific site and waterline awareness. She mentioned some very exciting potential collaborations with other artists, and I'm gonna save that for when she's here at the next meeting. But there were some really cool. There was one really amazing idea she had with involving mirrors and kind of reflecting light around maybe Richardson Bay or some other part of our shoreline here in Tiburon, which would be really cool for everybody to participate in, I think. So that's going to be really exciting. The other subject I wanted to touch on my chair report was it has to do really with the artist calendar and getting commissioners involved. I really appreciate, we all do, that we all on a day of a reception, everybody gets together and helps out, presenting and organizing and getting food and serving people and being there. But I will say that there's a lot of moving pieces, as we all know, to organizing these exhibitions upstairs and downstairs. And I think we need to kind of get some more momentum going with commissioners to help maybe take on some of those responsibilities of seeing a show either on the lower gallery or the upper gallery through to its realization, really. And that means for instance, for the lower gallery, testing the waters and calling different organizations and finding out if there's interest in showing a group show downstairs, doing the research for that. I've done some preliminary research for some groups, but clearly, I need help. We all need help here. And then also, of course, with the individual artists upstairs, at this point, I think we have a few artists who are being covered. I'm working with Brian Higgins, but we can get to this. I think that's on the agenda later. But I just wanted to say that when we do get to that point, I would like all of us to really find one person. I know that Liz and I and I think there are a couple of others here who have already picked some artists or some groups, but I think we should all be involved in that going forward because it's, we all have other jobs and lives also, so we need help. Thank you. Now to the discussion items. Yes, look at that. Art exhibition and opening reception procedures. Would you like to, there's no staff report for that, but I will say that, this is what we were talking about really. And you can see here, if you look at the attachment, this is the management gallery, the gallery management procedures. There's a lot of work, and this is after really selection. I mean, planning and schedule is there at the beginning. Develop a list of artists to contact, review calendar of available dates, outreach to artists. I mean, that's really what I'm talking about right now is that list that we have and making phone calls and trying to, get people to participate and join us here with the show. When we get to the next discussion item, which I believe is the calendar, that's where I'd like to see a little more action from all of us. But you can see there, communicating with the artist, the publicity. It's a lot of work. So let's all find one project that we can call our own for this year, and I think then, because we're all here for the reception, we're all here to help with, around organizing something, but we need that point person to kind of move it forward. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add?
We did last year, we did do that. Each of us took one artist. We got in touch with them and then arranged everything. So we have been doing that. If we continue on doing it, I think you should accept. And if there is anything extra, then we can actually divide up between ourselves.
Yeah, I think, I know last year I was sort of involved in 3 of them. And it's sort of like by connection or relationship, sometimes it gets more. And I've noticed this year, it seems like you and Liz have taken on all the work. And on top of that, I like to say thanks to Marissa. I mean, basically, she is the node. I mean, as much as we do contacting the artists, I still have to get Marissa's schedule and have her help the artists and make all the arrangements together. So,
The banner.
yeah, and the banner and getting the image. So thank you to her. And we're happy, at least I am, to be assistant to any of the exhibitions for this scheduling. I mean, it's very good for the upcoming one because you have certain relationships with the artist and the artist is comfortable with particular commissioners at certain times. So that's fine, but call on any of us or assign us alphabetically or whatever it is. And that we need to be the, second in command to be called up, assistant in any way, and mainly to work with Marissa. So thanks, Marissa.
Yeah, they usually call Marissa, all the artists.
Yeah, she has all the
Marissa could-
info.
You can relate, you have been giving it to the person who is in charge
she-
of that show.
She took care of some things last year.
Yeah, I'm
but-
just, I'm
Yeah,
just saying, looking for, this is just January now, looking
Yeah.
forward, we have some blank spaces here that we need to
Oh,
fill.
yeah,
That's all.
we need to
Yeah.
do that.
So, we can move on to the calendar and let's do that. Sound. So we have Brian Higgins for March and April, and I've been in touch with Brian and his wife Rebecca, and I believe that Rebecca's also reached out to Marissa as well to see, how to kind of make potentially an event, in during his show, his exhibition period, which runs from March through April. And by event, I mean, apparently, at Art Basel, Brian and this is my recollection of the conversation I had, so, I'm not sure exactly how accurate it is, but I believe it was at Art Basel in Miami. And he, some works of his did not, arrive in time. So he ended up in the gallery space doing a live painting, which he really enjoyed. And that could be really kind of fun, I think, for everybody if we get the word out. And if he's willing to do it again, maybe, in April at some time that is not around the spring break. I think especially children would love to see that as well as adults too, because I think it's a fascinating, opportunity to see the choices that an artist makes with their brush. And
Done that.
yeah. It's cool. It's right. I remember you did that too.
I think
I
that would be a great
painted-
activity or an event in the town hall, and we could provide
Yeah.
refreshments and
And maybe also help him out with the cost of the materials as well, since it is
maybe
Sinead.
even have him help, just as Krista did, have other people
Yeah, don't you think
participate.
that his laureate should take this project on,
Does-
not us?
No, I think it should be
No, this is-
supporting the artist.
Yeah, this is for Brian's,
Brian.
not for Krista. I mean, Krista could do it. This is for Brian Higgins, who's the next, after
Yeah,
Krista, who's the
And
next.
that might be a
So
good
He's
idea.
going to hang his work
Got his-
there,
Yeah.
but during the reception, he's going to have an.
I don't know if he's gonna do it
No.
not at the reception, but I think it's better to do it at a, yeah, exactly.
Show
It
events.
sounds really good.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
It's very exciting.
like late
It's a bit
afternoon or
different.
something, we could
Yeah.
do
Or even on the
something
weekend,
different.
or even on the weekend.
So-
I'll be meeting with him this Friday again, so, I will tell him that we like the
I think
idea.
that would be great.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, this is out of order from last. I just noticed regarding the banners, we still have here saying JPEG to Dave Gotts.
No
And
lo-
I
no
think we
longer.
need to update that.
Our banner designer is Marissa,
Yeah, I think
and she's doing a great job.
so. Okay, thanks.
And I'm always happy if I'm here to pick up the banners from the banner sign place in San Rafael. I've done it a couple of times now, and and I know where to drop it off also here, so I'm happy to do that for anyone. Yeah. So that's Brian Higgins, and then we have Suzanne Siminger, who was also at the reception on Tuesday, and is looking forward to showing. I know, Liz, you've been in
Meeting
touch with him.
Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah, this Friday.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So we had a call in December and she's going to be doing a retrospective of all her work over the year and like
Oh.
her whole career. Cause she started out as a TV reporter and then moved into art. So she has a whole I'm going to go visit her studio and she's going to take
Story
me through
past.
everything. Yeah. And we'll start planning.
Oh,
Friday.
that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Great.
She would be your artist to take care of.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Well,
Okay.
Liz has two here, and then we also have, and then there's Tyler Willis, who is really your artist, who you kind of brought to our attention from Marin
Yes.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll be following up with him too.
Okay. Are
and
you
working with him on that too?
good with both of
Yeah.
them? Okay.
May I suggest that for who is doing Brian Higgins?
Brian Higgins.
Because I thought I could do it, but all right.
Well, there.
I thought it's on. It's on. It's on. Yeah. Yeah. I was just saying that probably I could sort of be in charge on March 10th, but apparently
Are you, well, there are two other, the fall is open as well. We have September through October. We were contemplating the ICB group show. And the ICB artists are, they were here on Tuesday. They were very interested in, and there are a few of them who are all, Marin residents who are there as well. So they're showing up and they're interested. So
okay.
that could be something, Azita, if you want to,
I can do. Okay.
I can put you in touch
September
with.
15. I could.
You think you can do that? Then I can put you in touch with Sharon Pastor. Sharon is at ICB and she's, you know, she was the one who had originally
Alright.
approached us with the
Okay,
idea.
that's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be.
Can you guys hear me?
We can do.
Hello?
Trish,
Hello?
go.
Oh, I see we're sort of filling up dates here. And I can be available in the fall. I've got sporadic travel since I haven't traveled in so long. I've got a wedding that I have to go to and other things, but I see that November 1st is empty.
Mhm.
So we need an artist.
Yes, definitely. And that's something that, you know, if anybody has some ideas for November,
I do.
you do. Okay, great.
Yes, I do. I guess I'll have to go through the templates
Okay.
to figure out. I've already discussed it with her, so we'd have to have her submit. She's interested.
Well, Trish, why don't we leave that then for maybe the next month's meeting, February?
Okay. Yeah, and then I confirm it up. Just one last question on that time slot, November 1st to 31st. Would the hang date be around, what would the hang date be? And the reception's November 10th. So the hang date, which is a holiday, what would the hang date would be
See,
the beginning of the month, like November 1st or
could be, yeah, it could be either the beginning, I
Yeah.
think.
Looks like
okay.
Monday, November 2nd is
Second,
available.
I know this,
Okay.
it sort of came around Halloween and all that, so,
Yes.
it's kind of work around, there's some.
Assuming the ICB
Set.
artist breakdown, the 29th and 30th, that your artist could come in on Monday the 2nd, or, maybe that Friday the 30th is a working Friday for the town. So I'm here and, people are here. So it would just depend on, coordinating with the ICB artists.
And just to put it out there, remember that November 3rd is a Tuesday, which is election day. So we want to make sure that's going to be an important day for all of us. So let's.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only other idea, and this artist would not fill that role, but would be Dia de los Muertos, which happens on November 1st. And there's a lot of work being shown maybe with ICB artists, such as something to be aware of. There could be an opportunity in the previous month, possibly. If anybody comes across that. There was a lot going on this past
Well, the
November.
ICB is slated for September through October. So maybe
Yeah.
that's something that Azita, you might keep in mind with Dia de los Muertos
Yes.
and
it's
the
good
ICB
way.
artist. That would be kind of cool if there's something there.
I could help Azita on that because there are many artists for the show.
For
Mhm.
May,
Well, I
May
think
5th.
Victoria,
give you a
all
hand.
three of you can do it. I mean, I suppose.
Which one for May 5th? For May 5th? Or when?
We're very happy.
And
Dia
don't
de
forget
los Muertos.
landmarks like to have a show here
You're
at
so
the end of the year. They are on the calendar. I haven't seen it. Oh,
Lower gallery.
Mhm.
Lower gallery is that. Now that's this is the other thing. Let's talk about the lower gallery because this is really, we have Robert Hightower coming on, I'm going to help him hang next week, I believe. Yes. Yeah.
mm.
And his, reception date has been changed to February 26th.
Oh, great.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say that's
From when?
few weeks.
From
17th. Okay.
That's right. I was going to be away.
Okay.
So, he's really excited and, he's got a wonderful, image for his banner and his banner's looking great. So this is going to be really cool. So as you can see, there are two more openings. Landmarks too. Somebody has to help landmarks. That's right. That's a whole other conversation. Is that that's on our agenda? It's part of this? Okay. Well, I guess, let's just talk quickly about landmarks.
I'll make it quick.
Why don't you
Yeah.
tell the story?
Actually, it was a miscommunication among the landmark people. I dropped by for the reception and I was essentially, well, gently accosted by saying, well, aren't you on the HNA? And I said, yes. And well, what happened to the line? You know, there was nothing. And I was under the impression that we didn't have to do anything. And they said, well, we have to send out Patty, their executive officer, to buy the wine. And she's away getting the wine. And I said, no, that doesn't sound right. So Piper Burger and I went upstairs. I said, I'm going to go upstairs and take a look. And it looks like Marissa has set it up, you know, all out there with the glasses, and also Barry, myself, and Piper brought down the glasses and the red wine. And because Patty was already buying the white wine and water, so I don't know. And Patty said to me, well, we spoke with Marissa, and that's when I got a little, you know, kind of questioning what is going on. In any case, everything worked out fine. They liked the glasses and some plastic cups that Patty bought. In any case, I guess it was Jen, it was somebody else that talked with Marissa, but did not tell Dave or Patty, who was running the reception that evening. So with all that said, I think maybe it'll be helpful if it's my organization, if we could just get a notice saying that what is being done. So at least I could have told them, said,
So
Listen.
you're suggesting that there needs to be a point person to help landmarks.
or at least get the information.
Mhm.
Like for instance, and it would be helpful if Marissa to send an email, say, I've talked with Jen and things are laid out.
Yeah, well, I
And I
think
could have counteracted saying, well, Jen talked to Marissa. I was just caught off guard.
clearly, I think Marissa's got a lot on her plate also.
Oh, she did a lot.
And-
We had everything set up.
And thank you, Victoria, for helping them in their hour of need, and supply finding the
It's
lines.
fine. Next time, I'm going to skip the reception.
But I think maybe that's one for downstairs that, you know, we could, I mean, I know it's December, January, and, you know, we don't have to decide exactly today who is going to do that, because I think everybody, you know, has different kinds of travel plans around that time, and.
Yeah, we could check with Marissa or someone, and we'll just, you know.
But we need to get, but in the meantime, we have Liz working with the Reed Union Schools and with Abigail O'Leary, I believe, for
Mhm.
October, November school show, which is going to be, you know, a new one for us and kind of fun, I think. So we do have these tentative organization, this sort of tentative scheduling for these organizations with whom I have not had any communications with, but I did find contact information for. That is the Asian Women's Artists Association and the Hispanic Heritage Artists for summer into September. So if they're
What date? What are the
the-
months?
the months are, well, no, these are, remember, we're doing these, we're extending these a little bit longer. So it's April to June is the first opening, April, May, and June for Asian Women's Artists Association, July, August, September for Heritage, Hispanic Heritage Artists. Now, you know, maybe one of those groups can do it in the summer and the other can do it in the spring, but it's not the same, you know, it doesn't have to follow this exact order, is what I'm saying. That's right.
Yeah.
AAPI, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So, would anybody like to maybe volunteer for either one of these?
Well, I'm an Asian woman, but not an artist per se. I guess it looked like I'm
Natural.
perfect for the role.
Natural, okay.
To do my best.
Thank you,
yes.
Victoria. I can send you the, you know, contact information. Thank you, Azita. And how about the Hispanic Heritage Artists, which I think should be really cool in Marin. I'm probably going to be elsewhere in August, unfortunately, but I'm kind of around somewhat in the summer.
You could help, but, yeah.
Mhm. Does anybody want to work with that? Nora, who speaks fluent
Yeah.
Spanish as
You
well.
have been very quiet. Yeah.
So, but my question is, didn't you say, oh, sorry. I thought I recall that there were overtures made and contacts made for both of these groups, no?
Yes.
Yes, there were, I think it was last year. And I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I think there was, just like no follow through with that.
Okay.
And,
Because I would just like to know what you
yeah,
did.
I will check my emails
Okay,
and I'll try and do some forensics and piece together
Okay.
what I think happened.
okay,
But it happened a while ago, and if I can't remember,
that's fine.
I doubt they were gonna remember. either.
Okay, all right. No, but I just wanted,
Try to follow up and touch base with.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I-
Introduce
a-
ourselves.
Okay.
and I would be happy. I mean, I think there's probably a lot, I know for a fact that there are quite a number of artists, both in San Francisco and in Marin, that, would be happy to show their work.
Oh, yeah. And that would be a wonderful show, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's the other kind of exciting part about, taking some degree of ownership around these shows, and especially the lower gallery is, you get to meet a lot of different artists as well. That's one. And, there's a lot of great art out there. So you can be a curator. Exactly. All right. Well, Nora, I'm gonna put your name down there. Thank you
Okay.
for your help there. And I think that, and then, and Trisha's gonna find out about the upper gallery, particular artist that she has for that. Okay, so I think that's good. We're set.
Yeah, I am the person that anyone can ask. I
Absolutely.
would be more than happy
That's
to
great. Yes.
come around. I will do it.
Thank you, Jolly.
Yes.
Okay. And remember, we're also gonna have, I mean, this is gonna be a big year because I feel like, we have Krista's stuff. We're really ahead of the game here. We're ahead of the curve. We've got all this stuff lined up and we're lining it up now. And if we go back, if there's the public art stuff, that's true. And action item number 1.
Oh, can I have a question?
Yes.
Just a suggestion, maybe. We are part of Landmark because, we are trying to help them and so on. They really have been asking us to show they have a sculptor. Do you remember we talked about it? And then we told we told them that we cannot show sculptures. And then when I was talking to her later on, just a month or so ago, she said that you don't have to hang them. They come with a really nice stand.
Yeah, I think
Each of them
I think
come.
the issue is not so much how they're presented in the space. It is that if somebody knocks it over, then there's a liability issue as well.
Well, if you think of it that way, the paintings are the same way.
Well, the paintings,
I'm always running upstairs, making sure that after each of those meetings that they have upstairs gallery, they stack up all the chairs right next to the paintings.
I think
I have to look.
Yeah,
and get it out
that's
of
no,
there.
that's definitely not good protocol. I mean, I think that hanging a painting,
It's different.
it's different. You can stand
Yeah,
back from it.
It is different.
And certainly, I mean, I think it's worth exploring with the town exactly what the rules are around this, maybe. But we can discuss this and we can put it on as an agenda item for a future meeting. But I think you're right.
Do it downstairs. for
Maybe,
instance,
maybe.
All in a row or
There's a
something.
space.
And scattered around.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Maybe
Maybe
just
you could put on
a
that-
couple day exhibition.
Right. And, or, you could rope it off or something too, so that people don't come out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, something with,
be
I
good.
think 2 months is too long to show. We
Yes.
just don't have the floor
Yeah.
space. And we use that room upstairs for events and bridge, and there's a meeting up there right now. So we don't have the luxury of just a
Right.
dedicated gallery.
But
Why don't we put this to the for a next agenda item?
possibility.
And as a
for
possibility, we
this.
can talk more and you and I can do a little research together or whatever.
Whatever they
Absolutely.
have for receptions or anything like that, I think HNA, we should show up and be present. The same way that we are present for all the shows upstairs.
That's true. And
With Landmark, we have to, because the concerts, I used to go to concerts all the time and try to help him out.
Jolly, I would like nothing more than
Yeah.
to spend time listening to a Bach choral concert at Landmarks instead of being at a Taekwondo dojo or a swim meet or
Keep in mind, this is on the public record and your
Yeah.
children may read this sometime.
same. I've been dreaming of, that opportunity.
Before we move on to action items, I just want to see if there's any public comment about the last two discussion items from members of the public. And I am seeing none. So when the commission's ready to move forward, you may.
Well, I think we're ready for action item number 1. Do you want to introduce that, Marissa?
Sure. I was approached by Commissioner Noguez with the idea of a Summer of Love music event this summer at one of the venues one of the outdoor venues in town, celebrating the music of different cultures and at either one location or several locations. So on that, I will introduce Commissioner Noguez to talk more about it.
Having grown up in San Francisco in the 70s, I'm very, very familiar with outdoor concerts and how they brought the communities together. And I think especially in these political times when there's so much division, divisiveness, anger, and everything else negative, it would be wonderful to have something very positive that brings everyone together, that is nonpartisan, but is really just a celebration essentially of life. And if we can have different music from different cultures, even better. But what I envision is, as Marissa said, either one big concert or multiple small concerts. I know that when the town of Belvedere does their outdoor concerts, it's a wonderful thing to see because you've got multi-generational, participants. You've got little babies, you've got children, you've got older adults, you've got, young people, and they're all coming together and just having a good time. And there is actually scientific evidence that music and dance is really sort of almost like therapy, that it actually helps to heal people, to make them feel better, less depressed, and all of that. I'm sure that you've all heard, radio shows or TV presentations exactly about this, or even read about it in the New York Times. But the point is that I know how much people really loved the outdoor concert that we had when we had Hunter Nowak. And people said, can you do something like that again? So I think there's a real desire from the community, because art, as we've always said, isn't just a painting on a wall. It's music, it's poetry, it's, dance, it's all of that. And just recently, I actually heard in the last couple of days that Elizabeth Turk, she just did an outdoor event, I think in the South Bay, where they took umbrellas and I think they covered them with either metallic paint or something to reflect light. And we had talked about Elizabeth Turk specifically before about having her come and do her installation of metal sculptures that actually are somehow they have sound in them. that is
Now
sound
we're
of
getting back to that.
a
It's-
bird.
Oh, my God.
These are birds that have essentially gone extinct. So you get to hear the birds. And so then we thought, and at that time we were talking
Oh.
with a woman from Marin City who was also at this commission meeting, who said, well, we could dance, so we could have a combination of the art with dance. So I envision something like that. And I just think it would be a great event. I think it would draw people from all over, to have this live music experience. And we have money, and that's one of the ways that I think we should spend our money is in doing things that bring people together.
Well, I'm certainly in support of this. About 4 years ago, I actually made a similar proposal to the library, having a series of this kind of multicultural performances, but they didn't take it up on it because of whatever reason. But they did have a wonderful program for jazz and did a history of jazz out in the Zelinsky Park. So I could envision all the good stuff that comes with it. And especially like with Elizabeth Turk, we actually had the PASP, the previous panel. She was interested in doing something down by Blackies, by the shoreline with the birds and the sounds, and it would be activated with motion. So it doesn't have, it's not like a wind chime. But so I think it's worth exploring. And I just wonder, maybe I'm happy to serve on an ad hoc and come up with some.
Yes,
Ideas.
the thing is, if one time or one day, one night affair is okay, but we cannot handle a festival because we have diversity group. Couldn't diversity
I think we
group
should look
just
at
do that?
working with the diversity.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
They have a lot of money.
And-
And
Actually, currently have a call for proposals out right now. So like we did last year, you guys could come up with a proposal to co-host this event with them because they're actively seeking
Be
event, interesting new event ideas.
That would be great. Should we form a little ad hoc to get that proposal together? Nora, I mean, you're
Nora?
clearly on
and I've
that.
offered, I'm happy to do.
Okay, anybody else? Anyone?
Okay,
one
I'll
more?
do
Okay.
it. I'll do it.
All right.
Would somebody like to make a motion to form that ad hoc?
And as far as the Turk goes, the artist, I have really been thinking about it for a long time. We should get in touch
do
with her
that in
for
that-
a public art.
Well, I move that we
Aye.
form an ad hoc committee comprised of Nora Noguez, Jale Edemad, and Victoria Fong to develop a proposal in collaboration, for a Summer of Love Music Festival or Music Day Fest in collaboration potentially
Either
with the
dance or
Diversity
music.
Inclusion Task Force.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Zita seconds, okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I see Trish too, unanimous, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I should have called for public comment before I took that vote. And I am seeing none, so we can continue with that vote. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nora. That's a great idea, and I am looking forward to that event, let me tell you. As someone born in the Summer of Love, at the age of Aquarius, I'm not going to give the date of my birth, but the Summer of Love was definitely when I was born in. Action item number 2, Artist Laureate Budget and Procedures. I'm gonna. Well, but Marissa, do you want to introduce this, and then I can sort of
I
talk?
can introduce this.
Yes.
To consider setting a budget for the reimbursement of expenses incurred for various community events related to the Artist Laureate objectives. Consider forming an ad hoc committee of volunteers dedicated to supporting and liaising with the Artist Laureate during her first year of her 4-year term. And this came about, and Arjun had a long conversation with Krista as well, but I've also chatted with her, is she needs a budget would be helpful for a lot of the community workshops she has planned, and then also a point person that helps her sort of liaise with the town, with me, with, because as I said before, I have a lot on of other responsibilities unrelated to HNA, sadly. I mean, exciting, like I love, everything is great, but if I could dedicate my whole life to HNA, I would, but unfortunately I can't. So, I think, Arjun and I talked, and it would be good to come up with, a group that's willing to support her, especially during this first year, as she's getting her feet under her. So Arjun, take it away.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I will also say that, Krista also very generously offered to forfeit her stipend. And she is, of course, very generous with her time and her resources as well. And has, of course, offered to I think the conversation was more that we would help subsidize some of her expenses and compensate her for some things where, for example, in the Waterline project, the grid of smaller pieces that the community worked on, that's an expense that, again, it's something that we're engaging the public with and that we could probably help her out with as a starting point. So let's talk about that. I mean, I think we could set a limit not to exceed.
There has to be a budget. Of course, times have changed. I was getting $250 a year,
Yeah,
a year.
stipend. Yeah.
So whatever I used, I kept the receipts and I brought the receipts to town and they paid me. But my things were quite different to what she's trying to do. Our new artist laureate is involving a lot of different people and places and so on. So possibly she needs, but it would be good if she has a project to bring it to us so that we can hear about it and put a kind of a limit budget for it, because we can't just,
Open, but
Well,
you're not a band.
that's how it was done before when Shali was the artist laureate and I was on the commission. She did come back and propose and say, this is what I need and how much I need. And we voted on it at that time. But by the same token, as Marissa said, it was, just about to facilitate the activities, I'm happy to say not to exceed $1,000 or, some amount that she could work with. But yeah,
Yeah,
Within reason.
I mean, I think you
Reason.
could do it like, well, she's coming on in February at the next meeting to present, and I will ask her to, think about costs at that time. I don't think any of the things she's doing really are very costly in any way, but nonetheless, and again, as I said, she has very generously offered her own resources and time, to
That is
do
what
things.
the artist laureate is supposed
Yeah.
to be doing.
Yeah.
I have put all my time serving,
Sure.
not for the money, but serving the community. And that is what she's doing, I hope.
She is, and I think
But
that she's.
we should pay for all the expenses, but if she has a big project, she has to bring
Well, we can,
proposal.
yeah. Go ahead, Nora.
I was thinking it would be nice to us as a group to look at our budget and see if we couldn't give her an amount, a general amount, and they say, this is what we'd like you to work with, but with regard to how it's spent, we need to know what the project is and then give approval, because we do have a fiduciary responsibility. It's not our money per se. But that would give her, I think, the luxury to be able to think, well, I could do these two little things, but maybe I want to do this one big thing, or maybe each year I'd like to do this. I just, as a person myself, I would rather know how much I have and then decide how I'm going to use it.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea. And I'm gonna say, you know, if you don't mind, I'd like to nominate you to draft at least some short kind of, you know, outline of what you're contemplating. And then when she is here in February, we can also put that on the agenda as well. And maybe even if it's done, you know, prior to the meeting in advance, maybe we might even share it with her so she can start thinking about cost estimates as well. How does that sound? Is that okay,
Do
Nora?
it
Do you do that?
for,
Yes, but I
for
do need to
public
talk to
art.
Marissa about,
Yeah.
talk to you about money.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, because public art needs money. And a lot of money sometimes, if you really want to put a proper piece of art for public, it is not cheap. So we really need to keep the balance going.
so I don't think there's anything to, you know, put a motion on for that right now. Because I think, you know, we need to kind of just, you know, kind of get the
Yeah,
details.
I think I like the idea, as I said, like within a 1,000 or some amount, because I think that's also easier for Marissa when she's dealing with the,
Yeah,
you
'cause
know,
I'm happy to track-
reimbursements.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to track the expenses because the reimbursements would come through me and I
But
would get them
It'll
done.
be all flexible, you know, she could come in one day for 100 or for $10, you know.
She,
For example, like the small canvases that she has upstairs, you
Yeah.
know, I can find out, you know,
Yeah.
Well, I
how
just
much were those?
just looked them up and the
Printed.
promotional deal that Mixed Tiles just offered me was 9 tiles for $99.
Oh,
So we're assuming
great.
they're $10 a tile
it's amazing.
ish. And that's why she was able to get so many because, you know, if she spent $200,
Yeah.
she got,
But then she also put her art image on.
it's all part of it.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, that's
company
part of the deal.
called Mixed Tiles that
Oh, that's
she,
amazing.
yeah, and they're like peel and
Printed.
stick magnets on the wall.
Neat.
And
Yeah.
they're kind of cool. So it's the whole,
Yeah.
it's the frame and the print all in one. And you get, you know, you order 9 and you upload 9 photos and there you go. But then there were art supplies, you know,
Yeah,
tablecloths.
well, let's see what she's willing to, you know, what she's thinking exactly, and I think
Yeah.
forming that structure that you had mentioned, Nora, would be really helpful, and then at the next meeting, we can kind of like put it
Yeah.
as an action item.
How much?
But there's no real structure. It's simply saying, looking at the budget, looking at, you know, previous expenses and saying, well, I think maybe $2,000 would be good. I mean, it's 4 years, right?
Right, but we can do it for year by year. We can do it year by year. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm trying to gauge, like, what would her expenses be for a year potentially, and
And you would have to decide what fund you wanted to take it out of, your general
Right.
fund, which is, you know, your operating expenses, that's wine, that's maybe this event. But then you have the special project fund that is where all the commissions come into.
maybe the special projects.
And there's about $10,000 in that now.
I
Maybe the
think,
special projects fund is.
I think it's special.
And that's the
project
one that's
fund.
funded by art commissions, so that
Mhm.
makes sense. So you have, you know, $10,000 and that just sits there. So the general fund is renewed every July 1st by town
Right.
council.
Right, right.
And you have about $7,000 left in that.
Okay, well, Nora, I can talk to you more about it. We can work together to kind of like put something together for the next agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no action is requested at this time, so I'll just request some public comment before we move on.
Okay.
Seeing none, so move on, no action taken on AI number 2.
Okay, the next action item is the Scott Froschauer Public Art Proposal. I think last meeting, I updated everybody on the post meeting. I have yet to communicate further with Scott about the post proposal, counter proposal about putting the signage up on in more visible areas, potentially along the bike path, and this one grassy space near the ferry building, the ferry terminal, rather. So I don't know, Marissa, if you want to read your staff report or not. I mean, I don't know if there's an action item here, but clearly we did find out, thanks to our intrepid reporter at the ARC, who I've been in touch with, that, and I looked back at the video for the post meeting, that we do want to go back to post with a final proposal before it goes further. And
I mean, before we take it to town council?
And we won't
I
have an
thought we
opportunity,
were ready to do that.
and we don't have an opportunity to go back to post until March 17th.
Yeah.
So this is again something we can push to the next meeting.
right, but I will be in touch with Scott. I'm just updating everybody else. I will be in touch with Scott to give him the feedback from post and see where he comes out with that. And yeah, if we can still put it on the next agenda at any rate before March, right? And then it would go to post in March, and hopefully we'll get something going in the spring.
That's been too long. It's just taking so long to do it, and we haven't done any public art.
Well, a lot of the time that we spent, to be fair, was on other potential public art projects, like the one from the UK with
Yeah.
Bruce, which never really materialized, unfortunately. But that's one. But the next action item involves also a public art proposal, a public art idea.
So would you like to move on from the Scott and just push it to the next one?
Yeah, so we're not gonna put a motion on any of that, but I will be speaking with Scott and I'll update everybody
I would,
in February.
I would like to suggest that maybe talk with Greg and see if you could put a hold on a spot for the town council meeting.
Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nora, did you have something?
Yes, I had a question because I heard sort of through the grapevine that,
Microphone.
I kind of heard through the grapevine that because of the fact that Post has just undergone this long, extensive study by consultants and there's a master plan, that there was some question about how this particular project, if approved, would actually interface with that master plan. So how does that work?
That works with Post. I mean, I'm not sure. Post, that's a good question.
That didn't come up
It
at the
is-
meeting
That
except for
didn't-
the mini parks plan.
Mini Parks Plan, that's
And Chuck
impacting.
had mentioned that Cypress Hollow might be one that we pause on. But then also the spring timeline, that construction might not be taking place at that time. So that was the only one that was flagged at that last post meeting. But in terms of the master plan, they didn't bring that up at all.
They wanted more.
They wanted
more
more signs
visibility,
and more
yeah.
visibility.
And they felt that Cypress Hollow, because of
The
the
construction.
construction and also because it's just, so minimally, traveled to, it's not a good location for this project.
And it also, I mean, while they're working on the plan and getting designers and ordering playground equipment, these signs could be kind of a fun placeholder of, exciting things to come, perhaps. And that's just my own, as a resident, public comment. So. Okay, so no action is being taken, and at this time, I'll ask for public comment on action item number 3. And I'm seeing none. So we can move on to action item number 4, public art in Tiburon. Arjun, do you want to introduce this one?
At Krista's reception, and also prior to that, I think Jale sent an email to me bringing to attention.
The card and gave it to Marissa to put it on our,
I have the card. I have a card
yeah,
from Nikki Adani.
because I saw.
Nikki Adani. This is Nikki Adani, and Jale thought that the aluminum birds that she does are quite wonderful, and they are. They are really quite lovely. Some are larger, some are smaller. Maybe there's a possibility for one big bird or a flock of birds somewhere. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool work, as you can see. And she's at the ICB. And, any of us can go in there, one of their open days and see the work as well. But I think that's a great idea for later in the year for another project potentially that'll give her time to, pull it together and potentially. And I did speak with her and she was interested. So can we have any thoughts about that?
Well, oh,
One of the things that we did maybe a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago, was we actually did, each commissioner was assigned to talk to a different jurisdiction about their programs of public art. And I was assigned to, I think it was Yountville. And in Yountville, what they have are designated spots where they rotate public art. So there is no fixed sculpture public art, but spaces, which is one of the things that I thought we had requested when they were doing
the general
the
plan,
general plan.
we work hard on it to
Right.
get
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
good.
Right, and
How do we go back to that idea with the town? I mean,
I
that
think it's
involves
what
that
post
involves post?
is post.
I think we should talk to Greg first. I mean, that's where I would go first. And
I
then
think so.
follow it from there. But because this is perfect for something like that. You know, I mean, I thought the work was very impressive. I like the
And-
bigger sculpture.
And you know who else? Actually, now I'm remembering because Krista was also talking about the same idea that if you had a place where you had a base of some sort or something where you could
Change out.
change things out and
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
designated
Spots.
art space for
Yeah.
the town. I think it'd be
Cool.
great.
well, maybe
They're
the
ad hoc.
well, yeah, I mean, I think this could be an action item where we can just go, say, let's move it and we can talk to, I'm happy to go to Greg with you.
Sure.
And we can
That's
talk to
a good
Greg
idea.
first, if you like, if you think that's the best approach.
I think start at the top.
And then hopefully get something together for the March, again, for, we're gonna be all over that post meeting in March 17th. So we can get it ready for that.
But it makes a lot of sense because that gives opportunity to so many more people to have a place to show their art, and it keeps it interesting.
I think so.
But the thing is, if you have a space, it is better to have a permanent. We are not talking about permanent
No, no.
big art.
But that
We're
is,
talking about
It's a place to showcase
show.
artists.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and it's
It's
as
a-
I
it's a
said, it's
public-
a
it's a
public art space.
to be all over. but
People
it's-
will expect to see art at a certain spot.
Choose.
It doesn't mean that every public art project we do is restricted to that space, but hopefully that space will always have something there.
Yes, and there will be.
And in the meantime, there could be other things happening in other places.
And it will be chance for many artists. It's much more interesting,
Yeah.
I think.
Absolutely.
Town hall right in front. I really like that because everything is beginning here. So why not have a permanent spot?
I think before we decide location, that's something to study
Yeah,
and research and look into, like, foot traffic
Visibilities,
and,
yeah.
where visibility. And I mean, I would love to get more into downtown also, like the downtown area, because then we can we can also get a lot of.
no,
we can
downtown
get
is a
some-
very,
They get festivals, wine.
But they also, but we are also there to help the stores and the
Yeah.
businesses there, and
And the
then
town, yeah.
we show them love. Maybe they'll show us some love as well.
I
and,
think
you
so,
know.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
exactly, something like that. Yeah. But it's something to study, and I'm not sure how that's, I know that there are bodies and people who do that. I don't know how to do that exactly, but we can certainly, get.
there are these lawns that maybe on the lawns.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
lawns in,
I
you
think
know,
the
where the
law,
ferry comes.
That's right. There's a space there
And
too.
if it's not permanent, because they always say that the Tiburon Point people would not like it.
They don't.
I guess if it's
They
one,
won't allow
if
it.
it's
They're-
always there and one piece, probably if it changes and it's one part of the lawn. yeah, okay.
I mean, at some point in the meeting,
Oh,
we have to have a meeting with Point Tiburon HOA.
yeah.
Yeah.
well, I think it's more than a meeting. I think at our last year's budget meeting, I think we put in the budget that we would like to, I don't particularly love consultants, but find someone who is an art specialist and to evaluate and assess our town as to, well, sort of like post what they did.
Right.
You know, have someone with a plan. And I think we got some money theoretically,
To do that.
you know, to
Okay.
do that. So part of that money.
Well, we can talk to
there.
Greg about that as well. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that's very skeptical of consultants.
I
They
am
charge
too.
a lot of money, and some of it is just plain common sense. And if Yountville's already doing this, I think
Well,
we
maybe Yountville is a good place to
can
start.
go
We can
there.
talk to them.
Yes.
We can go there. Maybe we'll have to have a lunch there too. Okay.
I've walked that art path. That's my retirement dream.
There
Is
you
to
go.
move to the commission there. Because, yeah, you literally walk through the town and it takes you through from the post office down
Yeah.
through the little park there. Yeah, it's a little it's really magical. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have that main one right downtown.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
With nice plaques
But
touting the commission.
But back to the matter at hand, Nikki Adani. I move that we contact her potentially for another public art project and a proposal later. As soon as possible, so she can start thinking
Maybe
about it.
she can also show for a
second
period
that.
of time. No?
Mhm.
Maybe she can also exhibit her art for a period of time.
Mhm.
Doesn't
All
have
right,
to
I
be
will,
permanent.
so we have a motion on the table from Chair Gupta to contact Nikki for a proposal or for at least to start a conversation. Commissioner Edamad has seconded it, and I am seeking public comment at this time. And I'm seeing none. So I will ask, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Farren is chiming in, yes, okay, so moved.
For calendar dates.
Chair Gupta, you'll approach Nikki?
I spoke to her on Tuesday and I took her card and I told her I'd, raise it at the meeting and then get back in touch with her.
Great.
So, yeah.
Well, that concludes our business. So I'll just give you the quick calendar dates we've got coming up. Thursday, February 5th, Robert Hightower and Chair Gupta will be installing his exhibit down here in the chambers and lobby. His opening, there's a correction on this agenda, so it's wrong. So it's Thursday, February 5th is the installation. Thursday, February 26th is his reception. And then the Landmarks concert is Sunday, February 15th, a tribute to Michael Hedges at Old St. Hilary's Landmark at 4 o'clock. I'm sure they would love some shuttle volunteers if y'all are around. And that's all we know.
Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, sorry, yes.
What time was the installation?
The installation is Thursday, February 5th. And the opening reception is Thursday, February 26th at 6 p.m. Sorry, this news came after I'd already published the agenda, so
Yeah.
we're making a little change. And then, of course, the concert is on the 15th.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And yes, I'm sure you all will come to Robert's reception and it will be great.
Yeah. Well,
You have enough wines
We need to acquire, yeah, we're all good.
and plates and napkins?
Yep, they're all in the
And-
closet.
and I'm sorry. And how did we leave it about, you remember there was some discussion about food
The
We've
lower,
approved it.
and the lower gallery was
the
approved.
lower gallery is approved that the commissioners will provide.
I can take care of that, maybe do the nugget thing or.
Yeah, we usually just do the nugget.
Nugget.
And
platters.
just submit your receipts and we'll take care of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Did I ever get back to you, Liz?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk. Okay. Yeah. So it's 6:38 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m.
The current time is 6:39
Oh,
p.m.
yes. Okay, well, we'll adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that was a good meeting, guys.
That was very good.
A lot of good, cool stuff happening.